So I'm going to shoot one last short clip at the end of the day before I hit the road, and this one, to some extent, is for my good friend Trent Loos. I had a conversation at lunch today with Jeff Banta, who is one of the defendants in this case. He's one of the defendants that a lot of people don't know that much about. They are not familiar with his name. He's not associated with the Bundys. He wasn't at Bunkerville. He's not a member of any militia, anything like that. But he ended up being one of the holdouts to the very end with David Fry and Sean and Sandy Anderson. So I want to tell a little bit about Jeff Banta's story. He's from Nevada, from Yerington, Nevada. At the time, during the winter, he was working in Elko, Nevada. He was working on a construction project there for the Elko County Sheriff's Department. They were doing a remodel or something, and he was there. And he was working on that project that week, and he actually heard one of his neighbors, somebody he ran into, told him about Rural Route Radio, told him about Trent Loos, and said, Trent's talking about some stuff that's going on in Oregon. You ought to check it out. So he listened to Trent's program, and after that became a faithful follower of Trent Loos, Loos Tells, and Rural Route Radio. But after he listened to that and heard about what was going on with the Hammonds up in Harney County, Oregon, and learned that something was going on, by the time it got to the weekend, that would have been the 8th, the 9th of January, actually, when Trent was there himself for the big meeting, town hall meeting that night in Burns. That's when Trent and I met in Burns. But anyway, Jeff Banta, he got off Friday night and thought to himself, what have I got going this weekend? I don't really have anything going. Let's head up there and see what's going on. I want to check this out. So he jumped in his outfit, he drove to Burns, he went to the refuge, he saw what was going on there, just there for a day, but then he wanted to go home and think about it, and so he went home, worked for a couple of weeks. The job ended prematurely, and so he thought about his options at that point. He had some other things that he could do, but he said, hey, I've got a little bit of time, I've got a little bit of money in the bank, I want to go back up there and check out what's going on. He didn't get back up there until the 25th of January, the day before the Bundys were arrested, the day before Lavoy Finicum was killed, and so he just barely gotten there the day before and was checking out what was going on. But once all of that happened, then he felt galvanized. He felt like he needed to stick it out to the end. He was impressed with David Fry. He and Fry became good friends, and so he stayed there to the bitter end, and he ended up becoming a defendant in this case, in this first trial. Had a good visit with him at lunch today, and I thought I'd just pass that little piece of behind-the-scenes color along, especially for Trent Loos's benefit. So with that, I'll probably wrap it up for the week, maybe come up with a summary at some point in time, but I'm going to hit the road for now.